What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going over something a little bit different, something I just read about that I found extremely interesting. Quentin Tarantino, it turns out, almost directed a Halloween film. In a recent interview with Consequence of Sound, it turns out that after the success of Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino got an offer from MIRAMAX to direct the next Halloween film, which at that time happened to be Halloween 6, which now we know as Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, which a lot of us don't like. So I'm kind of curious where Tarantino would have taken it. In this new interview, he did reveal that he didn't write a script yet, but he did have a few story ideas, which also are interesting and may sound really familiar. I was like, leave the scene where the man in black shows up, alright, and frees Michael Myers. And so the only thing that I had in my mind, I still didn't figure out who that dude was. It was like the first 20 minutes would have been like the Lee Van Cleef dude and Michael Myers on the highway, on the road, and they stop at coffee shops and shit, and wherever Michael stops, he kills everybody. So they're like leaving a trail of bodies on Route 66. Now this interview came out a couple weeks ago and I somehow missed it, but like, that, could you imagine Michael just traveling and just killing randomly like that? I mean, that's kind of what Halloween is, right? That's kind of like we enjoy the original Halloween because there's no motive. There's no sibling connection. That doesn't happen until Halloween 2. So the fact that Michael was killing randomly was intriguing at the very least, and that kind of made it more scary. And that's kind of where Tarantino was going with it. He made it pretty clear in this interview as well that he didn't like the fact that they were siblings, that it felt like a lazy thing to put in just so they had some sort of story to go with in Halloween 2. But I mean, would that work? That's my question to Halloween fans. Leave a comment below if you think that would really work. I don't know how I would feel about... I never liked the Man in the Black Boots anyway. Never really liked the Man in the Black Boots in general. And I can't really say I like Halloween 6, although I will say it captures the essence of the fall season of Halloween quite well. And I do respect that much. And Michael was kind of like genuinely scary in that movie. But Tarantino, it's a different approach. It's interesting. Also, it sounds a lot like his story for Natural Born Killers, which follows a couple on a road trip and participating in mass murder. So, I mean, hey, it turned into something possibly better than a Halloween film. At the end of the day, Tarantino ended up turning down that job, moved on to make Pulp Fiction instead. And it's hard to say that I would like a different result than what actually happened. I don't know how I'd feel if we never got Pulp Fiction, but instead got maybe a slightly better Halloween 6. At the end of the day, Tarantino was stuck making and explaining the Man in the Black Boots regardless. So it probably wasn't going to be good either way. I will say that one thing I also pulled from this interview that I find interesting is the fact that Quentin Tarantino actually enjoys Rob Zombie's Halloween. The thing is now, I'm a big fan of the Rob Zombie Halloweens. When I saw the first one, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the aesthetic. I didn't like everything that he added to it, and then the last hour just becomes the fast-forward remake of the first one. What the fuck is all this shit? 8 months later, I watched it on video, and I really liked them once I got all the preconceptions out of my head. That kid is really good. I mean, what do I think Rob Zombie is going to do with it? Do I want him to do something else? I like his Sam Peckinpah aesthetic. So now that I don't have a bug up my ass about it, I was actually able to appreciate it. And again, it's that kid who got me into it, and Danielle Harris is fantastic. And then he also happened to say this. And then the second one is really great, because it completely can now go on its own. I gotta love with you, Tarantino might be the first person to say the second movie, Rob Zombie's Halloween, is great. But if he says it, it's gotta be true, right? I think it's interesting the fact that he says that it's the kid in Halloween that makes it so good, and that's what got him into the film. I think that's the part that I struggle with the most. It's like that first like quarter and following young Michael, it gives me a headache. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I need to watch it again on video like Tarantino says. I also thought it was cool he mentioned Danielle Harris in there. Of course, we know Danielle Harris just recently worked with Tarantino, so hey, full circle. It's all come together. Let me know your thoughts. Would you like to see Tarantino's Halloween 6 happen, or would you rather just stick with what ended up happening, that being Pulp Fiction? Let me know in the comments below, but that's going to wrap today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.